Yeah, they could.
They could.
Either way, it's going to be fun.
Anyway, the show was awesome.
NXT is a great TV
And then
show.
I chose to watch the second half of Road Wild. I knew what I was in for to a degree.
we knew it would not be great.
But do you know what? I can't even believe I'm saying this. But the irony of my ranting about SmackDown all week is that Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash was worse than Charlotte and Carmella. That fucking match was horrible.
We will get to it. I don't think it was the worst thing we saw.
Sting versus Sid you thought was worse?
And Savage and Rodman.
What? That was a totally fine match.
Well, let's start with Sting and Sid. They're Sturgis. They're outdoors. The sun is shining. There's bikes revving their engines everywhere. Totally different environment. And just it's a reminder that every WWF show for the past 6 years has looked exactly the same. It's nice to get a new environment once in a while. This match is horrible. Sloppy as hell. They're brawling amongst the crowd. They do a long chinlock where they just lay there and not moving and nothing is happening. Sting does the spot where they both go down, or Sid goes down and Sting bounces up the ropes and then flops onto Sid's balls, which somehow hurts Sting's head. Right about
that was the best spot. They did the spot. First off, I really liked the Road Wild because I watch the same fucking shit every single time I watch a WWE pay-per-view. They're all exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the set's a little bit different, but you're in an arena, the ring's there.
Same camera angles,
same shit.
Same stage, same ramp.
These guys are outside at fucking Road Wild.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They're in the middle of South Dakota.
I mean, they made no money, and they went out of business.
We're not talking about that.
There was a lot of stupid things.
We're
but
talking about, was it fun for us to watch?
It was fun for us to watch.
Yes.
So anyway, they do the spot where, Sid's beating on him. It's fucking terrible, one chin lock after another. And finally, Sting hits a big tackle, and Sid goes down, and Sting stumbles backwards into the ropes, and then he falls forward, and he headbutts Sid, and Sid grabs his balls.
Right.
Okay. Seen that spot a million times. But then, Sting stays on his stomach.
Yeah.
Sid gets up, starts climbing the ropes.
Sid's balls hurt Sting's head.
Yes.
That's what happened.
His balls, I guess, were harder and more solid than Steve Borden's skull.
His forehead.
It's fucked up.
It is all sorts of fucked up. Then
the other thing, who was the agent for this fucking match? They couldn't have had an agent.
I know what you're going to say. Let me...
No, you don't.
All right.
Why did Sid keep going up to the top rope?
Well, that's what I was going to talk about next, but that is what happened next.
Not just once, Vinny.
No.
You've got big, lumbering Frankenstein Sid.
Yes.
And fucking small Sting, who does, the stinger splash and jump in and everything like that. Fucking Sid's the one who keeps going up to the top.
I don't think I've ever seen Sid Vicious go to the top before. He did it twice in this match.
Well, he did when he broke his leg later.
Even then, I think it was off the middle. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it may have been off the middle, yeah.
But Sid goes up top. Sid gets press slammed off the top rope. Later, Sid got superplexed. I think Sid took 2 bigger bumps in 5 minutes in this match than he took in the rest of 1999 combined.
Yes.
Now, in between, we must discuss this. So Sid goes up top after his balls have knocked out Sting. But Sid...
oh, God.
Sting recovers, you forgot. Sting press slams Sid off. Now, here's what Sting wanted to do, and I know this because they did it a minute later. Sting wanted to run, jump over Sid, hit the ropes, come back, go for a splash, but Sid would get the knees up. Sid got confused. And so when Sting jumped over Sid to go hit the ropes, Sid got his knees up.
That's what happened.
Yes.
Because I watched it, and I thought that was just the planned spot. Sting would go running, and Sid would trip him. But Sting, legitimately, there's no way that was a work trip.
No.
He really fucking tripped. And we watched it 5 times.
Laughing and laughing and laughing.
Howling. That makes sense.
Not since the ECW zombie have I laughed this hard or something. So Sting trips, falls flat on his face. Boom. Just out.
Cornbuckle, I laughed harder. I'm not going to lie.
Cornbuckle, you did laugh pretty hard at Cornbuckle. So then they did the same spot, and Sting went for the splash, and Sting got the knees up this time. So Sting hits a superplex. He's running wild. He hits a stinger splash. He runs across the ring. He hits a second stinger splash. He runs back across the ring, goes for a third, but Sid catches him and chokeslams him and pins him cleanly.
Classic.
Wow.
Okay, so in hindsight, that also was worse than Carmella versus Charlotte. That was really fucking hilariously bad, but I laughed a lot during it. So there was a redeeming quality to it.
This match had so many ups and so many downs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, did it ever.
Man. Goldberg versus Rick Steiner.
Dude, this was a fucking slobber knocker from the opening bell. No DQ match.
As I wrote here, big mean fuckers fucking punching each other in the fucking face.
They ran into each other like freight trains.
Dude, they ran into each other so fucking hard. Rick Steiner, who's a giant, powerful ogre of a man, they go colliding. Steiner's feet go up and he helicopters through the air.
Yeah. And the best part was he helicopters through the air, but Goldberg also fucking took a bump.
Yes.
He just hit and just go boom.
Like two trains colliding on a bridge.
It was beautiful.
Steiner takes off Goldberg's knee brace. First, he wallops him with it about 20 times. Then he straps it to his own arm like armor and crushes him with clotheslines and elbow drops and everything. At one point, he flicked off the fans, grabbed his balls at them. Finally, Goldberg kicks out of belly to belly.
I do love, by the way, that Steiner takes his leg brace off and he starts hitting him with his leg brace, okay? At one point, he hits him with the leg brace and Goldberg goes down and he goes... Comes up, no blood. The old phantom gig.
Fake gigging.
Yeah. So Rick keeps hitting him over and over and over in the head with this knee brace. This was so phony. This is the same Goldberg that headbutts a locker before every interview and comes out bleeding. Gets fucking hit 25 times in the head with a goddamn metal leg brace. He ain't bleeding anywhere.
Yes. And finally, Goldberg came back, hit the press power slam, the spear, and the jackhammer for the win.
You know what I did like about this show that you don't see a lot nowadays is...
This match and matches like it?
And just the old, we're gonna have a couple of spots. And we're gonna go out there and call it in the ring.
Oh, absolutely.
There was no falsies, nothing. It was Goldberg made a quick comeback, power slam, spear, jackhammer, pin.
Yes.
Same thing in the main event.
Very watchable.
Yes.
Don't exhaust your fans with 200 cutoffs in the same match and don't kick out of everything. Just do your match, beat the fuck out of each other, and have one guy win. That's all I want. Randy Savage versus Dennis Rodman.
Come on, Vinny. This was fine. This was better than the main event. You thought this was worse than the main event? What's happened to you?
I don't know. So, Rodman is very athletic, but this is like his third match ever. He's not as good as Shayna Baszler. Everything looks very sloppy. Before the match, Rodman demands to know where his bitch is. Savage says, "You're my bitch." And then everyone else can fight for sloppy seconds.
All I want to know is where's my bitch? Where's she at?
Yeah.
Savage says, "Tonight, you're my bitch. And everyone out here, I invite you to fight for sloppy seconds."
Yeah.
And then Rodman, I don't know what he says.
I believe he said, "I do my shit outside."
Oh, is that what he said?
I think.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
He waxed Randy with the microphone and it's on.
So it's very, very sloppy. It was funny because it's sloppy as all hell, but Savage just let him do it. Do your shit, man. Get your shit in.
And Rodman has these Muda-style super fast elbows that he does that look really good.
They do?
Yeah!
You say so.
What match were you watching, dude?
I looked at a guy who was falling down and seemed barely in control.
Yeah!
That's not Muda style.
Well, I mean, they were quick.
That's true. He fell faster than mere gravity with falling down.
Yes.
So, let's see. Savage cuts him off. There's a lot of eye gouging, a lot of choking.
What I loved about this match is I've been having Impact wrestlers on Observer Live every Thursday, and they're booked through Ross Foreman.
Yes.
I fucking look up, and Ross Foreman is on the show
Randy
taking
Savage
photos.
is attacking him.
And Savage just fucking hits him so hard in the back of the head. I can't believe that Ross Foreman is still alive after
I
that.
can't believe he's still in wrestling. I'd have quit this industry forever after taking this hit. So he beats up Rodman with the camera. A lot of refs. Oh, somewhere in here, by the way, Rodman just grabbed a ref and laid him out.
Yeah, there's 4 ref bumps here.
A lot of them. The refs everywhere.
Yep.
I will say this. Randy Savage took a backdrop out of the ring from Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, to the floor on his bad knees.
To the floor on his bad knees, and in an environment where they have 4 feet of mat at the standard wrestling floor level, and then the side of that, there's another drop-off.
Yes.
So if something had gone wrong, he could have gotten really fucked up.
Yes.
They brawl up the ramp. It takes a while. They brawl down the side of the ramp. This takes a while. The crowd's shitting bullshit because they can't see anything. And then Savage throws Rodman in a porta potty and tips it over. Its contents leak out, and I do not mean blue water.
Dude, it was not blue water. It was gunk. It was disgusting.
Raw sewage. They brawl back to the ring.
Another ref goes down.
Keenan and it wasn't, was it Tony on commentary?
It was Tony Schiavone, yeah.
Yeah, they're both like, I really hope he wipes his feet. He says he used to wipe everything. So they brawl back to the ring. Gorgeous George runs out. All the fans chant, show your tits. Instead, she low-blowed Rodman and gave Savage a chain, and Savage clobbered him with a chain and pinned him.
This was so much better than you would have any right to expect for Randy Macho Man Savage in 1999 versus Dennis Rodman, basketball player.
I guess.
I mean, they're not two. This one guy's totally not a professional wrestler.
No.
But, like,
I'm not grading on that curve.
I've seen way worse matches than this.
Well, I've seen tons of worse
This
matches
was
than
better
this.
than the Carmella Charlotte match.
I'm sure it
and
was.
better than Zelina Vega.
I will buy that.
And Lana.
I will buy that.
I can't say that about the main event, Vinny.
Well, let's get into it then.
Let's talk about Buffer first. He's back. You know the first thing I thought about Buffer was, how did they keep him so clean and pretty here in Sturgis?
That's a good question.
He's impeccable in that ring. He had to somehow get from backstage.
A carnation jacket.
Yeah, and you know the backstage area is just like, it's a tent.
We just saw it. There's tipped over porta potties everywhere. Yeah.
He's in the ring, impeccable. He says, the loser of this match must retire permanently. On Kevin Nash, he says he is rated the greatest big man ever to step foot in the ring. Tonight, all of his fame, all his glory goes on the line in this one match. Hogan comes out. This man is without a doubt the most famous and recognized name in the history of professional wrestling, and tonight, he too puts his illustrious career on the line for the sake of the title. That was the highlight of this match.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here because I can't be bothered to write that stuff down anymore.
All downhill from there.
So, let's see. I will say one thing positive. Hulk Hogan was, in fact, in great shape here.
He's in great shape.
He looked fantastic.
And he's a great cartoon character. Everything he does is goofy and larger than life.
The hokiest stuff early. They do a lockup, and Nash shoves him back, and Hogan, whoa!
He gets in the corner, and he looks.
I have been pushed backwards. They did this 2 or 3 times, and then he pushes Nash back, and Nash goes to the corner, and Hogan does the big flexing. Nash is just a normal human in there, is the funniest part.
Oh, yeah.
If it was 2 cartoon characters, I don't know if it would have worked different. But
yeah, it would have been Warrior Hogan. It'd be an all-time classic.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
But as it was, Nash was a guy. Hogan was a cartoon. Nash grabs a headlock, and you can hear Hogan scream, "Oh, my God!
Oh, my God!
Kevin Nash has me in the world's shittiest headlock."
It's the shittiest headlock I've ever seen.
And they did a shitty long headlock. It was the longest, shittiest headlock.
But you know what? I gotta... I'm not there, okay? But Nash did have the shittiest headlock I ever saw, okay? But to be fair, he's 7 feet tall. So, or 6'10" or whatever. So if you're gonna be in his headlock, fucking stand up straight.
Yes.
Hogan's bent over with his hands on his knees.
Yeah.
And so Nash has to like bend all the way down like this to hold on to
And
this
Nash's
fucking
knees
headlock.
aren't that great either.
So I blame Hogan for a portion of this.
Now, they didn't... You can blame both of them for having this be as long as it was.
It went too long.
And then Hogan hits a suplex. This is a huge... for Nash, a huge bump. And I'm thinking, he's as tall as Andre. I know he's 200 pounds lighter, but
yeah,
he's just out there taking a suplex a minute into the match.
The long Greco-Roman knuckle lock.
Nash got the heat with the test of strength, and now when Nash was on offense, this fucking sucked.
It was hideously...
He'd stand there,
hideously
he'd pace
boring.
slowly, he'd fix his hair, he'd hit an elbow. He'd stand there, he'd pace. He's not playing to the crowd, he's not posing, he's not flexing.
He's lumbering.
He's just being there.
Yes.
He has punched in and is... It's like you if you've ever had a job where you punch a clock and you sit down and you're there. You've achieved the minimum requirement, and that's all you do. That's what Nash was doing here in the main event of this pay-per-view. So Hogan makes a comeback. I will say, when Hogan was on offense, he had way more energy, and actually Nash did too. Nash was selling the hell out of Hogan's punches.
Who was winning?
Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, Nash didn't have enough energy.
Nice. Well,
let me talk about the ending.
There is that.
Can I talk about the ending?
That's what we're here for.
Hogan gets hit with he gets thrown in the post, he gigs. He's bleeding, he's draped over the middle rope. So, Nash whips him in. Nash hits the big boot. Nash lifts him up, he power bombs him. Everyone should know what's coming next. Now, I just want you to think of one thing, okay? It's 1999. In 1996, Hogan revealed himself to be the third man with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. The NWO has had its ups and downs, as we learned in that video package. A lot of shit happened. But in that whole period, Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash never had a real singles match.
Right.
That's the way they were building this up. Mm-hmm. This is the climactic end of this feud with both men's career on the line. This was the match. Kevin Nash powerbombs him. Hulk Hogan kicks out. He does 3 punches. He whips him in. He boots his head. He leg drops him. And he pins him.
Weren't we just talking about how you don't need to overdo everything?
But you know what, Vinny? That's it.
It did come out of nowhere.
This was this big match that they've been building up in these 4-year-long video packages. That's what they gave us at the end.
What we have not talked about here on the show is that on the Nitro that we're going to review next Tuesday, young Nick Hogan appears, and he brings back his dad's red and yellow.
Oh.
So Hogan had the red and yellow here. He shaved his beard. He's classic Hulk Hogan, and they did the classic Hulk Hogan finish.
They did.
Which is take the finish, kick out, do the exact same thing every time, and pin him immediately. That's what Hogan... We forgot this until we went back and started watching old Hogan matches. Because we watched Hogan Savage at Mania 5, and the same thing happened. And
yes.
we were blown away. It goes from kicking out to winning in like 30 seconds.
Yes. But you know what, Vinny? Mm-hmm. All I'm trying to say is, we're watching this on the WWE Network for Thursday Night Potpourri. In 1999, I spent $34.95 for this fucking show. And that's what they delivered for the main event after 4 years.
They thought that's what you wanted.
You know what? They were wrong.
They were wrong.
It was a bad match.
This is a very bad pay-per-view main event.
Yes. Maybe we need to watch more WCW pay-per-views to see if they're all this bad.
That's a horrible idea. That's a dirt worst idea you've had all day.
All right, you got me there.